Wow, I didn't even know that, so thank you. You know what? It is a blessing to be here this afternoon. Scott had text me and hit me up on Facebook, can you show? And I have a lot of things going on, and he knows, and Seth knows, just looking at my Facebook and everything else. And it came to a point in time, I'm like, you know what, let me go. And I didn't know everything about the Phoenix chapter, I'm have to be honest. But just reading some of the information about academics and athletics, that's where I came from. You want to hire a person from a small town, make it to somewhere, especially a professional athlete, it's through hard work. But my first priority was my education. I graduated third in my class. I made the dean's list, president list while I was at Sam Houston State. I got my degree in business management. I also recently got my master's in theology at Grand Canyon University. So education is very important to me. I worked as a case manager and an intake specialist at Canyon State Academy, I'm sorry. And I deal with juveniles. And I really try to educate them and promote and encourage them. If you don't have the education, you're going to struggle in life in general. I don't care if you're the best athlete, I don't care if you can jump the highest or hit the hardest. It doesn't matter, because you're only going to do that so long. Trust me, I know. The body went limp on me at a certain time, and there was no way I could play football any longer. But they couldn't take one thing from me, and that was my education.
That's right.
And I was blessed, and that's what propelled me to be where I'm at right now. So if we're going to go on some accolades, and I don't brag about stuff like that. You know what? I thank God, because without God, nothing will be possible. So with God, all things are possible. So presently, I'm interning with the Buffalo Bills. I'm on a Yellow Jacket with the Fiesta Bowl and Cactus Bowl. I'm also on the National Football Foundation. My charity group we work with is Future for Kids, where we deal with inner city kids, also at-risk youth, you can call them inner city at-risk, homeless. My wife and I, we do a lot of different things for the homeless shelters. We're actually going to feed the homeless at St. Vincent de Paul next Sunday. So we do a lot of things in the community. But again, it goes back from the background and what we came from and what it took, the hard work, as AZ Legend was indicating, the hope that you have, the future. Because coming from where I came from, let me give you some more credentials. We didn't have any stoplights. My neighbor was a cow. It wasn't anything there. Your industry was farming, or ranching or something of that nature, which I wasn't good at any of those, and I wasn't about to do anything of that nature, even though my grandfather, he was fortunate to do it, water cows and hogs and everything else, but it just wasn't much there. So coming from those humble beginnings, it motivated me and encouraged me. I heard Mr. Fry was indicating that his son was told no, basically, you can't do this, but I was told that same thing, and you know what? I told him it was just motivation. It's a stepping stone. So you young men, don't let anybody discourage you. That's including family members, because some of that came from my own family. It wasn't any outsiders, because everybody in my town was kin, so it came from family members. So think about that. Do not let anybody destroy your destiny that God has already placed in you before you was in your mother's womb. He knew what you was going to be. Believe in it. Trust in it. Sometimes when there's dark times, there's lonely times, and you're out there doing your best, and it might not seem to go your way, you encourage yourself, right? You make it happen. A lot of times I was out there working in this 110-degree heat when nobody else was around. Ain't nobody was patting me on the back, go get it done, do your job, all these things. It was just me out there myself, almost dying, because it was seeing red spots. It was crazy for me to be in that 110-degree heat. But I wanted it. I was motivated, I was encouraged, and I wanted better for myself. Not but for myself, but it's not the selfish aspect of it, but all the other people that I got a chance to help out. Family members, my kids, and all of those, such as yourself, to be able to encourage where I work right now, juvenile kids. That's the blessing aspect of it. You don't always see it in the beginning, but keep working for it. Keep working, it'll show up. When it used to be glimmers of hope, the hope will show and then it becomes definite. You know if it's raining, you know if it's cloudy, you know if it's snowing, you'll know exactly what's happening in your life and the purpose that you have. If you don't have that purpose, you don't have that driven, it's hard for you to get up in the morning and do what you do. It takes a lot to be a student athlete. It takes a lot because a lot of times when other friends, antisocial peers are doing other things that seem to be fun, and you have to do things that might not be the most funnest, but at the end of the day, you'll see that it'll pay off. You'll see you're in a position right here where you got 3.0 GPAs and better. That's when it pays off. I graduated with a 4.12, something of that nature, because I took the AP classes. Those are the things I'm proud of. I give you a quick story so I can move on. So when I got done with high school, so I went into college, I got a full ride, of course, at Sam Houston State. And Sam Houston State is known. I mean, we've been in the national championship against North Dakota. Of course, we lost, but at least we were there. So I went into school, you know, everybody, you know, you got your counselor, you know what I'm talking about, you go there, and some of your counselors are your coaches. And they want you to just take specific classes so they can make sure you're on the field. See, nowadays it's a lot different because nowadays the big colleges are priding themselves on you guys graduating now, thank God. But back then it's just like what you do on the field or on the court or on the diamond is what we need you to do more so than education. So I went in there and my coach was talking about, because that was a counselor, I guess you could say. He's like, oh, take this. I'm like, no, I didn't come here to play football. I came here to get my education. I'm like, I'm going to take the higher courses, the higher classes, and get mine done. Don't worry about me. I handle it. I went to study hall one time when it was mandatory for freshmen to go. I said, this is not the place for me. I'm better than this. Not in a selfish way, but I just knew who I was. So I only went one. Everybody was upset with me because all freshmen had to go, some sophomores, and even some upperclassmen had to still be there. But I refused to because I did well on my SAT and ACT, so there was no need for me to be there. I took pride in my education. I want you guys to understand, you won't be playing football forever. You won't play basketball forever, baseball, soccer, all those things forever. But one thing they cannot take from us is what you learn up here. And you can always capitalize on this and make it grow even further and further and further and further. You're only going to have so many muscles, and you're going to only run so fast. But you can always go from your undergrad to your grad to your PhD and get all the accolades you can. And I like the idea that I got MBA at the end of my name now, and I'll possibly go pursue my PhD. I just don't want to think about that dissertation. But it's a possibility. But guess what? I mean, I take pride in those things of that nature, you know, my education. I hope you do the same thing. I hope you, with the idea of the parents, the focus of the athletes and the coaches and everything else, it does take that village to raise a child. And it's thankful that we have people like that that's really concerned. Scott, I appreciate your invite. You know, what you're doing is what I love. I mean, I'll be honest. Academics and athletics, because it's a microcosm of what life is truly about. So I will try to get involved. You see, I have a lot on my plate, but whatever I can do, I will be certainly to help out. God bless you all. Good luck to all the athletes. Good luck to the families and friends and everybody else in here to support. And God bless.